Simsim's exciting adventure. The secret of the dry spring. The forest summer was unusually hot and dry. The streams began to shrink, and the spring that animals drank from daily saw its water level drop alarmingly. Worry gripped the forest inhabitants, especially the young ones. Farfor the mouse complained of thirst, and Bundik the squirrel couldn't find a single drop of water in his hiding spot. The elder animals gathered, Mrs. Owl Hikmah, Mr. Gazelle Raskik, and Father Hedgehog Shook. They discussed for a long time but couldn't find a solution. Raskik the gazelle said worriedly, "If the spring dries up completely, we will all suffer." Little Simsim listened from afar. Despite his young age, he wasn't content just playing like his other siblings, he was always observing everything around him. Simsim remembered something strange he had noticed days before. There was a small pile of new stones near the spring. It wasn't there before, he whispered to himself. It didn't go unnoticed by him, as he had a keen eye for detail. Simsim decided not to stand idly by. He quietly sneaked towards the spring, avoiding being seen by any adults so they wouldn't worry about him. When he arrived, he found the pile of stones he had seen. It looked as if it had blocked a small opening on the side of the rock, an opening from which he had noticed water flowing much more abundantly. Simsim began to try pushing the small stones with his soft quills, but they were heavier than he expected. He tried pushing them with his nose, but they didn't budge. At this moment, a small fox named Marawai appeared, known for his love of pranks and sometimes causing mischief. It was Marawai who had blocked the opening while playing with the stones days ago, without realizing the consequences of his actions. Marawai asked curiously, "What are you doing, Simsim?" Simsim replied with determination, "I'm trying to remove these stones. I think they're blocking the water flow, and that's why the spring is drying up." Marawai laughed, "You're too small, Simsim. How can your soft quills remove these big rocks?" Simsim didn't care about Marawai's mockery. He remembered his mother's words about using intelligence instead of strength. He looked around and saw a small, strong tree branch that had fallen to the ground. An idea sparked. He used his quills to pick up the branch, then began pushing the stones one by one. It was difficult, but Simsim was determined. After minutes of continuous effort, and with some hesitant help from Marawai, who began to feel guilty when he realized his mistake, the stones moved. And as soon as the last rock was removed, water gushed from the opening forcefully, making the spring flow abundantly again as it had before. Cheers of joy rose from the animals who had gathered upon hearing the sound of the water returning. Everyone rushed to drink and quench their thirst, and they were astonished when they saw Simsim standing proudly beside the spring, which was flowing again thanks to him. When Mrs. Owl Hikmah asked, "How did you discover this, little Simsim?" Simsim replied with a smile, "I noticed the new stones, and I remembered that water used to flow much more strongly from this opening." Everyone realized that Simsim's true strength lay in his sharp eyes and keen mind, not in his quills. And from that day on, Simsim, the little hedgehog with the golden quills, was not only special but a true hero in the eyes of all the inhabitants of the Bavarian forest.